What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the detailed review of the Hero XPulse Rally Edition. So I have to honestly tell that I'm too much excited in riding this motorcycle. So definitely don't think that it's going to be a positive review as well. Just that we are in the right place, exploring things and of course reviewing this motorcycle. So this review is going to be part by part. I'm gonna give you a general feedback about the motorcycle. How is it to ride on city, on highways and for off-roads. Let's have a look at the motorcycle. So this is the Rally Edition motorcycle. Compared to the previous version, the 4V, this one has adjustable front suspension, rear suspension has more travel, more ground clearance, more seat height, everything is more on this. So is it really required? We'll get into the question. First of all, the look wise, it is good. It's a good looking motorcycle in my eyes than the 4V, the normal 4V. This one looks more like a Dakar bike. Hero has designed in that format. If we start from the front section, there we can see the almost the same kind of a headlight, which is not at all good for night rides. Indicators are normal halogens. I don't have any problem with it. It's doing its job. Front suspension is too good. The travel is good. Tires are holding it up well. It comes with ABS. Road wise, the ABS is working good. And to give you feedback about the brakes are good. Feedback is very nice. Be it off-road or on-road, the brakes are seriously nice. And the plastics that you generally see with the motorcycle is not that great. Look at this piece. It feels so cheap. I have to use that word. It feels so cheap. Those kind of plastic. It is not at all necessary actually. And there you can see the 200cc engine. We'll talk about the engine a little later point of time. And here we can see the metallic tank and a little bit of graphics. And the same kind of exhaust with a different paint scheme, and towards the rear section also the bike is all same compared to the 4V. So altogether I'll say that the ride feel is good. And if you ask me how the clutch and the gearbox is, the clutch feel is kind of okay, not too hard to use. The gearbox is good in the beginning, but what I'll say that it goes clunky when I started using it, so that was an issue. Now since we have touched up all the major points on this motorcycle, just see this clip and come back. Alright, so let me talk about the engine performance. So let's divide it into two parts. How does it react when you ride this motorcycle inside city, and how comfortable this engine is when we take it to the highways. So inside city, I'll say that this engine is much comfortable if you are riding in these speeds. That means post the third gear, you'll be comfortably able to ride this motorcycle. Below that, in the sense in the first and the second gear, the throttle feels a little bit choppy. So the thing is, if you're going in bumper to bumper traffic, we get a feel that the on-off transition is too high and it makes a little discomfort. And of course, it's a very tall motorcycle. So if I stall, then there is a high chance that I'll drop the motorcycle. So that kind of a thing is there. But once we are post the third gear, then inside city it is much easy to ride. The engine is not making too much of heat and all. It's kind of okay if it's moving, otherwise it's comfortable. And when it comes to the highway, we have a different news. The thing is, put on the fifth gear and if you're cruising at a speed of 60 to 80 km per hour, this is much comfortable. But if you try to push it beyond 90 and all, the vibrations are too high, the seats are not so supporting, so there is a little bit of comfort issue. I can literally feel that the engine is crying. It's crying for help. Don't do this all day long. So that kind of feel comes in from the engine if we are completely throttle locking, because 80 km is nowadays nothing on a highway. So if you try to throttle lock it, and it's not actually good for the engine, you can literally feel it if you do a throttle lock on the engine. Okay, that's a highway feedback about the engine. If you want to use this motorcycle inside city, I'll say that this is a big no, especially if you're someone who's below 5'9" or 5'8". It is going to be a tedious task, because I am 5'6" and I find super difficult to use this motorcycle inside city just because of the height. The height doesn't give you advantage in the city, because every signal I have to literally jump out of the motorcycle and stand on one leg. So that's literally a pain in my butt. Otherwise, it's kind of good. If you are someone who is tall, 5'9" or above, then no problem, don't worry about it, you can comfortably ride. If you are below that, it's going to be difficult. The normal 4V itself will satisfy you for all the use. And highway, actually I've already talked about it. Now when it comes to the off-road, actually we were riding the normal XPulse as well as this one back to back. So in our opinion, there is nothing you are missing on the normal motorcycle. But on this one, to my height, what I feel is like, if I get on this motorcycle, I know that absolutely there is no way that I'll get a support from my legs. So I am by my own, so I have to ride the motorcycle. And if you are a beginner or an intermediate rider, the normal motorcycle, the normal 4V itself will satisfy you. If you are an advanced off-roader, yes, of course, this front suspension, the adjustable suspension, is going to help you in a great manner. So that's my take on it. And here goes a clip of an XPulse 204V owner talking about this motorcycle.
Okay, compared to my normal 4V and the Rally Edition 4V, the main advantage is the ground clearance. You can take it anywhere everywhere, because this has a lot of ground clearance than the normal stock 4V, and it's easy for the off-roaders, the hardcore off-roaders. I think this is gonna be the best option if they are a hardcore off-roader. Otherwise I will choose my normal 4V only. Disadvantage main thing is the seat height. For me, like I am 5'6", so for me the seat height is too high. And off-road even we can manage, but on roads it's very hard to go on a bumper to bumper traffic where we have to always put our foot down. So it is hard on an on-road purpose, but off-road it is good. But if your height is 6 feet and above, this is the best machine for off-road and on-road both.
So I hope altogether these points will help you in deciding whether to go with this motorcycle or the normal version. So in my verdict, I'll say that if you're someone who is in 5'6", 5'7", or even lesser than that, it's going to be a difficult task unless you're a pro off-roader. Otherwise, you are nothing missing on that motorcycle. You can easily go and buy that. You don't have to bear that pain of riding a tall motorcycle. Basically, this engine is not that engaging, but when it comes to off-roads, this is okay. If you want a little more punchy engine, then probably go for a Himalayan or an Adventure 390. Adventure 390 is much more engaging, but this one is all about the brakes, the suspension, the kind of ergonomics this has. I'll say that the engine is the most update requiring thing on this motorcycle. So to talk about the ownership part of this motorcycle actually comes for around 1,90,000 on road, which is again 17,000 more than the normal version, and goes for service once in 3,000 kilometers, and the service cost is something like 1,200 to 1,500. So it is pretty much easy to maintain, and even if you fall in during off-roads, it is not going to be a pain at all, because you can easily comfortably fix this motorcycle with change. So that's pretty much affordable. So that's my take on this motorcycle. Do let me know if you want to know more information about the motorcycle. I wanted to make this video as small and concise as possible. I hope this video is helpful for you, and as always, show some love in the form of likes and comments. See you in the next video. Until then, bye bye.